Howdy everyone, I'm Team 9 and I'm Bradley Morales.
Mitchell Hassler.
Callie Winlet. Libby Saunders.
Rajat Gupta.
Okay, so here today we're talking about the RIVERTREE Academy project, and the concept stems from the fact that we want to promote it as a private Christian boarding school that's aimed at helping underprivileged children in the Como neighborhood. The majority of these children are African American and they suffer from poverty issues and high crime rates, as you can see from the demographics. So the future concept that we're trying to implement is to create an educational system where we can foster growth and we can eventually teach them the mottos: learn well, live well, work well, and lead well.
So when we were envisioning a Como student at RIVERTREE Academy, we wanted them to feel welcome and comfortable, and we decided the best way to do this was to design the academy in such a way that each program that he just mentioned had a facilitated space. We aim to use as much of the site as possible to create a campus atmosphere. This allows students freedom and access throughout the property, but retaining the safety of a boarding school. For the barn, it is the main anchor of our site because it is, the barn is clad in bright red siding, and against the white limestone of the rest of the buildings, it stands out. The space can host meals and graduations, but it can also host other events like weddings or meetings. The design of the school is our most forward-thinking because we wanted to help prepare the students to think for the future, such as college and even beyond that. The school surrounds a courtyard right here that is broken up into two spaces. The small one is a small social courtyard, and this larger space is a courtyard for horticulture and science activities.
Okay. For the student community, we designed a traditional residential atmosphere. In the beginning stages of the academy, we will have 4 for each room, but 2 for each room, and towards the end we will have 4 once population reaches max growth. The design of the chapel, we wanted it to be very simplistic in design. We have a curtain wall, and surrounding and shielding the chapel are meditation gardens where residents can relax and play. For the teacher homes, we understand that a teacher's job never fully stops. With that in mind, we designed the teachers' community to be a neighborhood. The location is isolated enough from the school so that there's a physical and mental break, but still close, so tutoring or mentoring is not far away.
Okay, so now we're going to the video that Rajat and Mitchell have constructed.
The video will basically take you through all the prominent buildings first. The prominent buildings being the barn, chapel, and the school. Here we have the schedule for the individual buildings. The barn basically starts with the construction of a concrete draft slab, which is a 12-inch thick slab. After that come in the exterior walls of the building, which are basically which is basically a timber structure. The roofs of the barn are timber roofs with the roof has exterior felt shingles, and the barn is designed in such a way so as to allow maximum light into the building at all times of the day. Here we have the chapel. It again has a concrete base slab, and it has curtain walling on one side and then has many windows on all the other sides of the wall. And the roof was a metal roof, the metal truss. The school is divided into 2 phases. Here you see the first phase of the building. The school is a metal building with a curtain walling on one side of the wall and many windows on all the other sides. The roof is also a metal roof with a metal truss, and it has limestone cladding on all sides. All the exterior walls are limestone clad, and the interior are timber structures. This is the phase 2 of the school, where both the phases basically occupy 50% of the school construction, so as to have enough capacity and not to burden the finances of the project. And here you see the site layout of, zooming in you see the first phase of the project being completed, which has 2 student dormitories, 3 teachers' houses over there, and there's the red barn, and also has the first phase of the school. And this, what you see happening over here is the second phase of the site, which has more student dormitories to increase capacity and teachers' houses for additional teachers they might have, and second phase of the building, the school building being constructed. There you see the chapel, which is being done in the second phase. We just thought they might not need it immediately, so that we didn't want to overburden the finances. And so this is the third phase where more teachers' houses are being added to the site. You see there are 13 of them in total, 13 of the teachers' houses and 13 of the dormitories. And that's basically it.
Alright, so now we'll go into talking about the phasing a little and breaking it down further to see exactly where all the costs are going.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the sort of phase development and the financials. Phase 1 is going to run from 2015 to 2017. It's going to consist of 2 years. It's going to consist of having 4 student dormitories built and 3 teachers' homes. That will consist of 16 students in each of the student dormitories, so that will get them off to a bit of a start. So 3 teachers' houses, 4 student dorms. We'll have the barn and the complete school built within the 2 years, the first phase. Moving on to the second phase. Again, it's going to consist of student dormitories and teachers' houses. The second phase, we're actually putting in a fundraising year, the first year, so 1 year construction, 1 year fundraising. That will allow them to, get some investment into the project and move it on quickly. We'll then construct the chapel, and that will consist basically about $2.3 million, the second phase. I forgot to mention the first phase would actually be 5.8, so they're going top heavy at the start and then easing off once they get some more investment and get the project rolling. So phase 3 is the final phase. Again, that's 2 years, so 2 years per phase. We're going to again have a fundraising year, so it'll be fundraising year, construction, fundraising year, construction. And the final phase will consist of just putting in the last student dorms and the last teachers' houses. So 4 student dorms and 6 teachers' houses, equating to about 2.1 million and about 24,000 square feet. That brings the total construction cost to around 10.2 million with about 110,000 square feet of total project size.
And so as I said, the construction cost is about 10.2 million. This table right here breaks it down into total development costs, so including everything from land entitlement all the way down to contingencies and miscellaneous expenses and the civil. What I've done here is I've broken it down from phase 1, 2, and 3, and you can see there's about $10 million going in the first phase, so it is a large bit, but like I said, once we construct that barn and we get everything, the site all set up, it'll play out for having donors come and benefiting from the rest, or adding on the rest of the phase. So that will give us an overall project of $17.6 million. So in terms of activation, what we need to do in order to actually get this to be successful is we need to have exciting people with a curriculum that they're excited about, and they need to be able to explain to everyone that the Como children will be able to go and create a better future by attending RIVERTREE Academy. So in terms of facilities management, the main thing to look at on this slide is the cumulative operating costs. So as you see on phase 1, 2, and 3, I've broken it down, and I've also consistently added the costs that we're going to go with each phase, as well as the square feet we're adding each phase. So phase 1 starts at $483,000, and it ends at $857,000. So in terms of where we create this value and why we're putting this money into this project, the social cultural value is that we're going to bridge this gap between the wealthy that have the ability to donate and are willing to donate, and those underprivileged children that need that help. We're going to create a new iconic school and promote the Christian belief, as well as give these children good role models for future growth. The economic value, the main point of this one, as you can see in the handout, the main point of this one though is that students with a higher educational opportunity are going to be able to increase their earning power for multiple generations and increase that higher tax base and lower the tax burden. In terms of environmental value, we're trying to promote the sustainability and hopefully with the farming aspect that will get passed on to future generations. The sensory value, the main thing is that through touch they're going to plant crops, and then eventually they'll be able to satisfy all their other senses through sight, smell, sound, and seeing. Okay, so constraints. In terms of constraints, there's multiple easements. There isn't any infrastructure for wet utilities yet, but there are lots of opportunities. It's a large parcel, there is a lot of area to do stuff, and we didn't find any environmental issues. Labor, like I said, you're going to need a design and development team and admins that are all willing to help donate extra time and money, and eventually go and they need to be adaptable to the situation and learn how to evaluate the problems they're going to run into. In terms of capital, the capital that's required is the total development cost, like I said, of $17.6 million, and the end operating cost of about $850,000. So that concludes.